really speaking, technology session should have more time, really, but I see a lot of lack of that in many of the conferences actually. In 12 minutes, really speaking, take-off landing time itself it takes, real flying time is very less actually. They cannot really articulate. Thank you. I invite next speaker, Mrs. Sushma Rawat, who is the Designate Director Exploration, ONGC, well-accomplished geoscientist, having worked in the several basins, and very ably handled Assam-Arakan Basin, which is really, a crucial basin. It is not only the skills of geoscientific which is required, which is require, public networking and taking all the stakeholders along and all. And she will bring us, what the digital technologies can bring us, can solve the issues which are related in such complex situations.
Yeah. Is the forward one? Is the backward one?
Applications of technology in the field, and it has been narrated with the personal experience, which will give you a lot of insight. And now I invite next speaker, Mr. Sanjay Rana, and who is represents basically technology, is the founder director of Parsan Group. I think probably one of the technology which is the passive seismic tomography, which you will be emphasizing more, apart from emphasizing the applications of other digital technologies in the field. Thank you. And you rightly pointed out the cost effectiveness and then advantages of the passive seismic. Now I invite next speaker, Dr. Pranaya Sangvi, Executive Director, Samit Enterprises, who will be speaking about the role of data in digital transformation, how effectively data can be utilized, maybe using the data analytics or the data which you store, and then you utilize it in a meaningful way. Pranay, please. Huh? I will take questions later on. Time is quite less. I must tell on this forum, FTZ, when it was being conducted, we always think the government is rigid. No. If only thing is in a right way, we need to convince the government, because the funds which were allocated for National Seismic Program, some was remaining, and it was getting difficult to carry out the seismic survey in the Northeast. So we told, we keep on talking in the technology induction everywhere, but there is a technology which is available to carry out in inaccessible areas. Instead of seismic, and where we are failing in getting the tenders through, these airborne gravity gradometry can be done. Even though mandate was for seismic survey, the government has readily agreed. Government means government is institution. Ultimately, the people with positive bent of mind has to take a decision, and then it gives credit to the institution. The Petroleum Secretary has taken the decision to, instead of carrying out the seismic survey, airborne gravity gradometry has started, and the survey has started in the Northeast, and that's the one positive move from the government side to be flexible on the technology front and induct the latest technology. Now I invite Dr. Pankaj Jain, and who is an expert well cementing. Okay, plain Pankaj, no problem. So he will be talking on well cementing, and which is very crucial when you are going for the production testing, exactly the where from the water is being produced in the well, or integrity of the well depends on the quality of the well cementing. And I request, please. Now we have Mr. Garia, who represents a medium-sized operator in Vigyan Energy Private Limited. Probably will bring in, how the technologies he has inducted into his fields and derive the benefit of it. Please, Mr. Garia. Yeah. The government has already put in, digitalization roadmap in the E&P industry in the public domain. The many of these steps which have been put on that and for a public discussion, and then how it can benefit the E&P industry. Now let's go to service providers, SLB India, Mr. Shubh Srivastava. He will be talking on basically the new age technologies and advancements in cloud for exploration of oil and gas, which will be of an interesting one. Please, you can even cut short, come to the points, where exactly the advantages. You rightly said, nature is not 2 plus 2. Engineers might say 2 plus 2. Nature is not 2 plus 2. That's why, geologists say it's between 3 and 5. Now we'll take up few questions. I know paucity of time is there, We have already eaten into the tea time, and then National Oil Company has been inducting the technology, but the only thing is we have not been utilizing the pace at which we have to do it. Maybe we need to increase that pace, whereas the other industries have adopted these technologies much faster, and industry stalwarts are there in the audience, and Mr. C.R. Prasad is there, who is the industry stalwart both upstream and downstream. He has a point to make. I just observed, and he is my guru and my mentor. And thank you, sir. Please. I think I will respond as a chairman itself. I don't know any of the. See, definitely the digital is the basically digital revolution which you are working. These are only tools. Ultimately, how we interpret it and how we look it, and it is really alluding. There are still oil and gas is there subsurface. As we deploy more and more technologies, and what has been eluding, and then out of box thinking which is required, what signatures which we see on seismic earlier which were producing, probably you need to look different signatures. That's how the offshore Guyana has been discovered, and as we move on from the traditional structural traps to stratigraphic traps and further the signatures when you test, it's basically interpreting the nature is very difficult one, and these digital tools will enable us to interpret in a right way and probably look into the aspects and then test the signatures which we are getting. The problem is that will lead to discovery. And once you get the thread, obviously you will hold the rope and then pull the other real the oil and gas deposits which are accumulated in the subsurface. That is what is towards the journey which we are moving, and that's how this theme of this conference has been put in. How we can utilize these digital tools in our endeavor to bring in more oil and gas to the surface. Thank you.
I now request Dr. C.R. Prasad to present memento, a token of appreciation, respect to Dr. C. Laxma Reddy, our chairperson, Additional Director General, Exploration, Directorate General of Hydrocarbons, Ministry of Petroleum, Natural Gas, Government of India. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, sir. Ms. Sushma Rawat, Executive Director, BMA and AA Basins, ONGC. Kindly keep the applause going as we acknowledge and thank our eminent, respected speakers.
Yeah, that is Assam and Assam Marathon.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Dr. Ravi Mishra, former ED and Chief E&D, Oil and Natural Gas Corporation Limited. A round of applause for Dr. Ravi Mishra. Thank you very much, sir. Dr. Sanjay Rana, Founder Director, Parson Group. Thank you very much, sir. Dr. Pranaya Sangvi, Executive Director, Summit Enterprises. Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Pankaj Jain, Expert Well Cementing, Reliance Industries Limited. Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Bhawan Chandra Garia, Chief Technical Officer, Invenire Energy Private Limited. Mr. Shubh Srivastav, Domain Champion Digital Subsurface SLB India Geo Unit. Request all the esteemed panelists to please come forward for a group photograph.
You please.
Dr. Garg has also joined us for the group photograph. Dr. Anand Gupta also joining us for the group photograph. Once again, a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for the distinguished set of panelists on stage.